Morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Once again, I find myself in a hotel room for work, bored off my butt, and following my favorite guy, Coach Eli. He has to be my most favorite copyright troll there is.
Because some people may say, "Oh, Eli, you're just clickbaiting us to get us to click on this video."
Things are
No, that's not
about
the case.
to
But if
get
you do
really
bad things, they will get you to
bad,
click.
really bad.
But
Plus,
there's a
Don
lot
and
of
I
truth to
are a
it. It's
package
completely
deal.
true.
Business and personal tips.
And I'm going to
This is
share
about
this with you
millennials,
folks here
divorce, and
tonight
dating. Um,
in a general.
he's a jackass.
This morning, I'm going to
His
share this with you
hashtags never
in a
ever have
general.
anything to do with whatever video he's
I
talking
want to
about.
make it super, super clear that I am
His big
not
thing right now
clickbaiting
is he's
any
threatening to like
person
sue people.
or any group of people
He has some
in this
very
video
interesting ideas on how
at a
copyright
broad-based
works
level. This goes for
and fair
everything
use.
on and off of YouTube. So again, I want to make it very infringing upon my copyright, also known as intellectual property. I have tried to stop it for the last 6 years,
He's
and it's
not
been
been able to stop it.
unsuccessful. I've
It's
tried everything
pretty much
possible,
YouTube is
and
ignoring him
it
because his
still
claims are
is
bullshit,
happening to this day.
and it's still happening. Oh, Eli, what are you doing drinking
So
an energy drink? You're
I'm
in your
at the point
50s.
right now
That'll kill
where
you.
I have to take further action.
Ooh, he's going to
And like I
escalate it.
mentioned on uh, some live streams over the past week or two, I've been in progress of communicating with Rumble, where a lot of these creators that have been, uh,
Harassing.
using my content, large portions of my
He's
content
just
without
been
my
harassing
permission,
like crazy.
rebroadcasting my entire streams while I'm live, etc. A lot of them have moved over to Rumble because they think you can't get removed for copyright there, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. I got an email back from Rumble finally, and basically, um, I requested to take down one video, and fortunately, I was going to say unfortunately, but fortunately for the person that I filed that on, they had deleted that video.
So what
So,
Eli's basically saying, he already made
there
a
was basically
bullshit
no
copyright claim on
copyright
something
issue
that didn't
put on
exist.
their Rumble channel. But Rumble, because I had asked them some other questions and stuff, they said in the future to make copyright a lot easier to deal with, you should consider uploading all of your content on YouTube that you have on YouTube on Rumble as well.
Yeah, they're gonna try to tell you
And
that to get you to use Rumble.
I've already been doing that. I was already doing that, but that's what they said. They said that you should upload all of your content on Rumble as well.
So they're just trying to get you to use it.
And yeah, nobody knows my Rumble channel. I've had Rumble for the longest time. I
It's
have
probably Cuck
BitChute. I
Eli
have a
3.
Rumble. I have a Twitch. I have everything. I just don't.
He has
I
all these
typically
things.
don't use them. Um, but even before I got this email, several weeks ago,
God, he's so boring.
I did something that I had to do many years ago with content regarding my former channel on YouTube that I had many years ago that I shut down after my ex-girlfriend Dana and I broke up. A lot of people were re-uploading my content from my former channel, which I shut down. So I had no.
So, like, for some reason, Eli really hates millennials. Um, like, he'll talk about millennials as being all spoiled children and crap. Like last night, I think it was, because he's constantly live streaming. This guy's unemployed. If you haven't figured this out, he's unemployed. He's in his 50s. He lives in his mother's house with a out of control raging alcoholic by the name of Dawn. Like Dawn is really depressed. I think I've seen her one time, maybe twice on his channel, and like it almost looked like she had a huge tattoo piece on her entire right shoulder. I think it was. And then I realized real quick, like, oh my God, this is not a right. That's not a tattoo. That's a massive subdermal hematoma. Uh, like she's to the point where she's drank herself. She's in the last stages of dying from alcoholism. It's really creepy the way he parades her out. Her face is all messed up. She's having seizures all the time. Like she'll even have seizures on stream. And then apparently, because Eli puts his stuff behind a paywall, and I'm not giving this weirdo a single dime. But apparently, like she'll even drink like beer during the live stream, and she's on like anti-seizure meds and stuff. Because the only reason I know about this is like Eli has tried to argue with people that she's only drinking 2 beers, and it's like it's probably a 40th steel reserve or whatever. Um, Eli also really hates her parents and her daughter because it's really really obvious that Dawn's family has staged a number of interventions to try to get her to stop drinking and to also get her away from Eli, and Eli has successfully sabotaged it. So it's really, really, really creepy, effed up dynamic. But yeah, so I think Eli doesn't like millennials because, of course, Dawn's daughter is a millennial, and I've heard this story a couple of times. So I think there might be some validity to it that apparently Eli, like one of the last times that he did have a job, he was working at like an Office Max or an Office Depot, one of those retail, big box retail gigs. And I guess he got fired by his manager, who was younger than him. And so ever since then, Eli has like an unnatural burning rage towards all millennials, which kind of makes sense. 'Cause, again, he makes it sound like people in their 40s are like spoiled 9-year-old kids, and it's like, dude, you live in your mother's house in your 50s. Like,
no copyright protection technically on that content. So what I did was I re-uploaded that entire channel. Once I got fiber internet here, 1,000 up, 1,000 down, I'm now able to upload content very fast. And
you
so
can do
I
it
uploaded
fast.
pretty much every piece of content from my former channel. And since that time, I've taken down some people for copyright, and nobody
He's
really messes with
spamming
that older
copyright.
content anymore.
He's
So now,
spamming.
I didn't mention this until today because I wanted to get enough content on my Rumble channel before I go public with this. Over the last couple of weeks or so, I've uploaded over 300 pieces of content
As
from
opposed to
my
just
content
getting a
archive
job.
on YouTube. And I'm in progress of uploading every single piece of content from Coach
His
Eli Channel
channel is
and from my
tiny.
main
Like,
channel, Coach Elias Mellis. It's probably going to take me about another month or so to do it, even though I have very fast internet and I can upload very fast. It still takes time when you're uploading.
The pineal gland has tiny little.
sorry, he shoves as many commercials on those channels as possible. Because again, this is his only form of income besides his allowance
And
from his mother.
I'm doing that. I've started doing that because it's going to give me greater protection of my content
Which, by the way, this guy
on
is
Rumble.
supposedly a
Now,
life
all the videos
coach.
I've uploaded to Rumble,
So both
they're private,
him and his
but you still have
alcoholic
copyright protection on
girlfriend
private videos. I don't need to put those videos to public.
expect that
I'm
you are
only
supposed to
going
give
to
them
continue re-uploading
money
them
to give
for
so that
copyright
they give
protection.
you life advice.
So that is that. Now, starting over the next few days, good morning, GLM. Great to see you here. It's going to get good here. It's going to get really good. Well, it's
It's
going to
gonna
get really,
get
really
real
bad
good.
for some
It's
people
gonna get real good.
if they
Or
haven't
it might
applied.
get bad.
But now, starting, I'm going to take the day off tomorrow from filing anything. But starting on Monday, I'm going to be filing.
Eli, you're unemployed. Every day is a day off for you. Literally every day is a day off for you. You don't do anything.
More copyright takedown notices to dmca@rumble.com.
I'm
So
just gonna
for
spam
anyone
them.
that has any piece of my content beyond fair use, here's what's fair use: 5% or less of my content. You want
Eli, that is absolutely not the legal definition of fair use. This is why your takedown requests and everything continue to get ignored. There's no such arbitrary rule that you could only use 5% of your content. So for example, this entire video that I've made so far, this is absolutely fair use because I'm stopping the video and I'm talking about how stupid you are, how screwed up you are, how you need to get a job. He's been on YouTube for probably close to over a decade, and he gets no traffic whatsoever. It's really really amazing. I've never seen someone so bad at this that just won't move on.
to make a reaction video and use 5% or less of my content. And what's 5%? 5% out of 1 hour, okay, is 3 minutes. That's 3 minutes. So for every hour of content I do, you can do 3 minutes of review on it, but you have to do commentary on it. Now, most people rebroadcast my
Eli,
live streams.
that's not fair
And some
use.
people that had removed all their
That's
content are starting
that's
to
not a
take back some of my
definition of
members-only
fair
content.
use.
I'm not here to mention any
God,
names
he's
today.
so
I'm just here
stupid.
to forewarn all of you. Here's what's coming. Here's
It's
what's coming. I'm
coming.
forewarning all of you regarding what's coming. Okay? I'm going to start filing copyrights
I'm
on your
just gonna
channels.
spam it. I'm gonna spam
Okay?
it.
I'm going to keep filing them until I get all the videos removed. Now, if you continue to file new content, or sorry, continue to upload new content, which is what I'm trying to say. Okay? I'm going to give all you folks 1 week. I'm going to give all of you folks 1 week to remove all your content that is not fair use, meaning members only content, full length rebroadcasts of my live streams. And even if you don't rebroadcast my live stream and you review my entire pre-recorded, or not pre-recorded, but let's say you review my live stream replay in its entirety,
Like
that's still
what
copyright
I'm doing
infringement.
right now?
Okay?
No,
So
it's
let's
not.
say, okay, I'm not
No, it's
simulcasting
not.
you, Eli, but I'm doing a review of your entire stream. After you're done with your live stream, that's still copyright infringement. I'll still file on that. The only thing you're allowed to do is use small clips, excerpts, okay, under fair use for reasons of commentary. And
Eli, I don't know who told you this. I really don't know who told you this or how somebody who's on YouTube for as long as you are that seems to think that fair use requires such a tight definition. No, the answer is absolutely no. This is why you keep spamming out and you're constantly outraged that you can't take down channels and shit.
criticism, and that's it. Okay. Well, tomorrow's Monday. Yes, I know tomorrow's Monday. I get it. This is Sunday today.
Yeah, Monday. So that's known in Eli world as a day off.
I get it. I get it. So I'm going to give people 1 week to remove anything that is not fair use. Any piece of content that you have out there that's using more than 5% of my video or live stream replay, anything more than 5%, meaning anything more than 3 minutes of usage for every hour of content I create, and you're going to get a DMCA copyright takedown notice. Now,
Again, Eli, that would be a false DMCA because you're filing paperwork saying that it's a copyright infringement when it's absolutely not. It's just not, dumbass.
if you say, hey, F you, Eli, I can do whatever I want, whatever. And I'm not directing this to any one person. This goes for everyone on YouTube and everyone on the internet and everyone, period, okay? If you folks are like, F you, I'm not going to do anything, well, here's what's coming next. Hey, Larry. Hey, Eli, Larry says, hey, GLM, hope you're feeling better. I'm sure GLM is doing fine.
Donations. Give him money. He needs the money
If
because
you folks don't comply,
he doesn't have a job.
anyone that has content out there that's using more than 5% of the original,
Uh-huh.
I will
I'm
start
already
flagging you
past
down
that.
on Monday. But whether you're flagged down or not, if you don't remove all that content by the following Monday, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to randomly select one person, and I'm not going to say who it's going to be. I don't even know who it's going to be at this point. I'm going to randomly select one person. GLM says, Eli, when you were flagging channels, they were very limited and left you alone as far as restreaming. They were still telling you to jump off the GG bridge, though. I know that. Yeah, you're right. But
I'm guessing that's
here's the thing,
Golden
GLM.
Gate. He's from
Here's
Southern
the thing. We're not messing around
California.
anymore because
He lives
if
in
people
a
don't
quote
comply, I
unquote
am going to take them to court.
estate in San
But I'm
Francisco.
not going to take them. Here's the kicker. I'm not going to take you folks to small claims court because all you're going to do is opt out.
That's the fun thing he's been getting really frustrated with. He keeps trying to take people to small claims court, and of course it keeps getting thrown out because he doesn't have a case. He just doesn't have a case.
Come next Monday, if people don't start respecting my copyright and they keep just pressing their luck, I will randomly choose someone. I don't know who it's going to be at this point. It could be anyone. And I'm going to file a lawsuit against you in a federal copyright court or in a federal
Ooh.
court. And if you don't believe me, let me tell you how I'm going to do it. Pay attention very carefully, okay?
Pay
This
attention
animation
now.
on the screen
Take
here, okay?
notes.
Let's go to the browser source here, okay? This is the website
Oh.
for the United States District Court, Northern District of California. This is a federal courthouse. We have 4 of them here in Northern
Federal.
California, okay?
Federales.
And copyright infringement in a federal court is considered a civil matter.
Yeah, no
So
shit.
what I'm going to do
It's
to
not
those of you
criminal.
that don't comply, I'm going to randomly select one person at a time, and I'm going to sue you in a federal copyright court. And if you're wondering why all of a sudden I'm going to do this now, because I was debating on whether I wanted to do one thing or not. First of all, let me show you this.
I would
Let's
love
click
to
on
hear the
fees and
debates
payments.
inside his head.
Here's what it costs to sue someone in the federal copyright court or in federal court. Civil case, right there, $350 plus $55 administrative fee, $405. All it's going to cost me to sue you in a federal copyright court is $405. I can come up with that.
Eli, you're wrong. You're really, really fucking wrong. So, for example, Eli, if you want to try to sue me, if you're dumb enough to try to sue me, you're gonna have to pay a decent amount of money to get me served. Like you can't. This is like that Michael Scott from The Office, where he has to declare bankruptcy because he's an idiot, and he just walks into the office and he just yells out, "I declare bankruptcy," because he thinks that's how it works. It's the same thing too. How are you going to process serve me, Eli? You're going to have to pay somebody to track me down. Come all the way to Appalachia. That's like 12 U.S. states potentially. You're going to have to get. You're going to have me properly served. Otherwise, the case just gets thrown out immediately. Good luck with that. That's going to cost you money right there.
No problem. And I will come up with that to set the example. Now, you're going to say, Eli, you can't afford the attorney's fees. You're right about that. I cannot afford the attorney's fees. It's going to cost anywhere from $200 to $800 per hour for an attorney. But you know what? I'm going to represent myself. And if you don't believe I can do that, let's go to this page here. Representing yourself. You see the same page here. The U.S. District Court, Northern District of California. Right?
Pro
Representing
se.
yourself. If you have an existing pro se e-filing account and you wish to e-file in another case, well, that'll need to read that. That's something not relevant there. This page is designed to
It
provide
kind of
people
is.
who are representing themselves in civil cases in the United States District Court for the Northern District of California. This page provides information and useful documents, but is not a substitute for legal advice from an experienced attorney. Yeah, I know they have to say that. If you
No,
can't
no,
afford to hire a lawyer,
Eli, it's not just they have to say that. It is like a really important warning that you need to get a lawyer to represent you. This is kind of like looking at a bottle of bleach and it says, "Don't drink this," and you're like, "I'm gonna make my girlfriend a Mai Tai using bleach because I don't have any booze left in the house," and you're just like, "Yeah, they're just gonna put that warning on the bottle." It's like, hey, don't represent yourself.
represent you or can find low cost or free professional legal help, you are strongly encouraged to do so.
Yes,
Well, I'm sorry, I can't afford it. If someone wants to give me their services for free, I'm open to that.
get a job. It's like you loser, you fucking loser.
But I can't afford it. But if you do not have a lawyer and want to proceed with a case in federal court, you can represent yourself. You will be a pro se litigant. So I'm going to be a pro se litigant. I'm going to pay $405 to file, and I'm going to be a pro se litigant, meaning I'm going to represent myself. In a civil case, the only type of case an individual can start in federal court.
Their COO got back to me, and he's like, you got to...
Sorry about that. God, he shoves so many commercials into his crap.
Pro se litigant. So I'm going to be a pro se litigant. I'm going to pay $405 to file, and I'm going to be a pro se litigant, meaning I'm going to represent myself. In a civil case, the only type of case an individual can start in federal court, this is a civil matter. Copyright is a civil matter.
Yes, it is.
You do not have a constitutional right to free legal representation. Of course, I wouldn't expect that. I'm going to represent myself. I've got everything I need. I've got more than enough. I'm a great speaker, and I've watched enough Law and Order to be able to handle myself in a court of law.
Oh, Eli. Oh my lord. First of all, Law and Order covers criminal cases. Second of all, it's Hollywood bullshit. Third of all, you're not a good speaker. You're just not. If you were, your life coaching business would probably be doing a hell of a lot better.
You do not, yeah, I'll read that. If you start a civil case without a lawyer, you should be prepared to pursue it to completion on your own. Oh, of course, I can talk all day and all night. I can talk forever. I'm ready to rock and roll, baby.
If oh my god, I would love it if they like live streamed this, because it would literally consist of like Eli standing in front of the judge talking for like 2 minutes, and then the judge just telling Eli to shut the fuck up, and then dismissing the case with prejudice.
In rare cases, the court sometimes appoints attorneys to assist in civil cases. Well, whether they do or don't doesn't matter. I'm going to represent myself pro se. More information, blah, blah, blah. So that's what's going to happen. Let me see what's going on in the chat here, okay? let's go back. Let's leave it here for a second. Let's look at the chat, okay?
Let's look at the chat. Oh, let's see.
GLM says,
Your
Larry,
bot,
I'm still on the mend,
your
but
bot.
I'm sure I'll be good to go in a couple of days. Well, great to hear that, GLM. Great to hear that. Good to hear, says Larry. Larry says a 4-word comment, and I couldn't even get that right. LOL. Well, that's all good, Larry. That's all good. All right.
Eli, you really shouldn't be drinking
So,
energy
I'm
drinks
done.
at your age.
I'm not messing around anymore.
He's not messing
I have a
around.
business to run, and
He's
I have
got
a
a
family to
business.
provide for, including Don.
Then you should get a fucking job if you really give a shit about providing for your family. Yeah, he said Law and Order.
So, what's going to happen is this. Whoever I choose to sue, I may sue multiple people. I hope I don't have to sue anyone. I hope people will take me seriously because I will file. I have to use someone as the example.
Mm-hmm.
If people don't comply with my rights here and don't stop doing this, then I have to use someone as the example or else you guys won't take me seriously. If you all don't back off by next week. That's the bottom line. I'm not joking here. I'm going to protect
People
myself.
don't take you seriously because you're a
for my
cloud.
family. This is for myself, Don, our families, and for our future.
I would not mention Don's family ever, simply because they fucking hate you. Eli, I would never walk in front of or behind of a car that's operated by any member of Dawn's family. They really fucking hate you and what you're doing to her.
Anyone in the same position that we're in would do the same thing. Okay?
No,
So
most
what's
people
gonna
in your
happen is
position would get a
in
job.
federal courthouse, in a civil matter, there is no limit to what you can sue for. I'm going to sue for $30,000 per piece of content that's being infringed. So for a piece of content, I'll be suing $30,000. There are some of you out there that have infringed on 100 plus pieces of content.
Eli, you're a moron.
So think about that. 100 pieces of content. That would be $3 million.
Yeah, that's not going to
Now,
happen.
I know really nobody has that amount of money, but I would sue for it, and it would bankrupt you. Do you want to go bankrupt over
God, you're so fucking stupid. Eli, oh my God, you don't understand any of the shit that you're saying. First of all, if you were to successfully sue me for $3 million in civil court, I can't just declare bankruptcy. That doesn't get me out of it. You dumb ass.
messing with someone's livelihood on YouTube, thinking that you own them and you own their content? No, I own my content. This is my content. GLM says, I don't need to read that.
Oh, what did she say? Oh, his fucking chat is just bots asking for money.
I don't need to read that, neither do you, GLM. And it doesn't matter. This is a blanket statement. Again, this is not being presented to any one particular person or any particular group of people. This is going out to everyone out there.
Everyone.
I have
Going
been
out to me.
fair. I have been very reasonable.
He's been really reasonable.
I want to run my business uninterrupted. I want to run my business without people stealing my members-only content. People are still stealing my members-only content, right? And I'll tell you this, even if you're in a different country, I will sue you too if I have to. And you'll have to find a way to come to the U.S. or get on a Zoom call or something.
Again, Eli, that's not how it works. You're going to have to serve them. So you're going to actually have to send a process server out overseas to do it. You can't afford that. I don't believe for a moment that you can actually afford the $350 along with the $55. You're going to have to ask your mother for that.
So,
this guy's a failed Uber Eats driver.
Because in the past, the problem out here on YouTube is you file a copyright takedown, or even if you file on Rumble, people can file a counter notification. And then you have 10 business days to sue them.
Yeah.
What I was contemplating in the past is not the $405 fee for a federal copyright court or a federal civil case, which, copyright is one of many different types of civil cases that is heard in a federal courthouse. It wasn't the fees. It was the attorneys. I was thinking to myself, I'm probably going to need an attorney. But the more and more I think about it, I don't need an attorney. I don't. And to the people out there, that are saying, hey, Eli's now going to sue somebody in federal court. And, and then other people will say, well, I've got the money. I can get you the best attorney. If Eli sues anyone here, I'll pay for the attorney's fees. I don't care if you guys pay for the best attorney. I'm still going to represent myself. I'm going to represent myself. I don't care.
That's a really bad idea.
I don't care if you have 10 other attorneys that show up with whoever I sue. I'm still going to represent myself. I'm going to present my case, and I've got plenty to present. What I've also got is every person that's created content that, especially on the restreams, you guys always brag about how much money you're making and how much money I'm not making.
Mhm.
And you guys have said, you're making more money on my content than I am. I have
I think that's an insult they're saying, where if they get like a single $1 super chat, they by default made more money off your content than them. Like it's a joke. It it's because you don't make any money. Like even with you shoving as many commercials into this as possible, you've got barely 500 views.
downloaded videos of entire streams where many creators have said, I'm making more money off of Eli's content than he is. How do you think the judge is going to react when I play those clips for the judge?
You can't just. I'm just picturing Eli trying to pull out his cell phone, demanding that the judge watch a YouTube video on his phone, and it's like this is right up there with Patrick Tomlinson in terms of not understanding the legal system. Although in Eli's case, he hasn't been in court as much as Patty.
Well, we're just talking in general here, Shiram. I'm not
Just
talking about suing anyone, and I hope I don't have to. What I'm saying is I'm giving these people 1 week to back off and forget I exist. Move on, do your own thing. And I don't care how much they whine. I don't care how much they complain. I don't care how much they say I'm full of it or whatever. Eli's not going to do it. No, come next week, anyone that's still messing with my copyright is going to be sued in a federal courthouse. And I'm going to represent myself. Whether you have 1 attorney, 5 attorneys, or 10 attorneys, I'm still going to represent myself. Pro se. Okay? Most restreamers have no job or access to take. Well, I don't care. They'll go bankrupt. They'll have to file bankruptcy. And at that point, part of the judgment will be that they can never, rebroadcast me again.
Eli, I really recommend that before you do this, you actually look at California law in regards to copyright and anti-SLAPP laws. If you sue me, I can spend however amount of money that I want on attorneys. I don't have to pay the attorneys if I win. You have to pay the attorneys, moron. You have to pay the attorneys. Anti-SLAPP measures do this. This is to protect like Hollywood, news broadcasters, and so on. Whereas you want to sue somebody for baseless bullshit to take away First Amendment rights, if you lose, you have to pay the attorney fees.
They can never use my content again.
And again, you're not going to be allowed to file for bankruptcy. So it's not like I would have to collect the money. What would end up happening is my attorneys I would have to put up the money up front. And then it's just a waiting game. They would just wait. And they're going to wait for one big important event. And that's when your mother dies. And as soon as your mother dies, they're going to go after you for the fucking house. That house you never shut up about. The estate. The Eli Mellis estate in Southern California, in San Francisco. They're going to take that house. Or they'll take all the money, at least, from you being forced to sell the house. And then you're going to just be homeless.
And if they violate that, then they're going to be dealing with other aspects. So the bottom line is I don't care about the money. I just want them to stop. Okay?
You should
But
care
have
about
to
the
sue
money. You should.
And I will be suing for $30,000 per piece of content in a federal courthouse, which means
You also, by the way, Eli, you can't just decide I'm going to sue for like $30,000. You have to show that somebody rebroadcasting your content causes you to lose $30,000, which is not the fucking case at all. You have a dead channel.
you can't opt out of that. I'm not going to small claims court. I'm going straight to federal court. Next week, I'll be filing.
Next week.
That's a promise. That's 100% a promise. I'm done.
He's
I'm
not
seriously
doing
done.
it, of course. He's
Okay?
Eli is stupid, but I don't think he's that stupid.
I'm trying to back off here and do my own thing. And you know what? And here's the thing. Again, I'm looking at this from an individual standpoint. I'm not holding any one particular group or person accountable. I'm going to hold individuals accountable. Each person is going to be held accountable at an individual level. So again, I'm not holding any group per se accountable. I'm holding individuals accountable. If you violate my copyright on your YouTube channel, your Rumble channel, both, or anywhere else, you're going to be subject to this. That's all I'm going to say.
Eli, this is a really bad idea.
All right.
Like you clearly have not thought this out. You have some really, really bad assumptions about how civil cases work, how, like, you clearly don't know anything about anti-SLAPP laws, which makes this a really bad idea to try to sue somebody in California. Like, this is a very, very bad idea. Really, really bad idea.
We are at 34 minutes.
Because all it's going to take is one person that you try to sue that actually gets an attorney in California. You're going to get blown out of the water, and then whatever fees and costs that person had to generate in defending themselves, you have to pay for it, not them, you. And then if you don't start making payments on it, you're going to get fucking late fees and shit. And Eli, you can't declare bankruptcy. You can't declare bankruptcy. This is Patrick's lawsuit all over again against the what is it, O&A forums.
Let's turn to 35 minutes. Let's go full screen.
Oh God, you do not have a face for full screen.
Nice short show here. Before I go, Don and I are going to be going live tonight, members only, right here on Coach Eli 2.
Again, I don't watch that shit.
And
it's too depressing.
We're going to be discussing another very interesting topic.
Look at all this stuff.
And,
you give cash apps, PayPal,
give me a second here.
life coaching, all phone and email coaching.
Hold on a second here.
Wow, this Genuine Network Association, GNA. For a second, I thought that was GNAA.
I forgot the actual set of words I was using to describe what we're going to be talking about. I mentioned a bit about it.
$49 for a half-hour coaching session. That's amazing.
For Don at a CVS.
Single email, $40.
CVS in our area was out of stock, and it's hard. It was hard to find that medication.
God, what a loser.
But oh yeah. We're gonna be talking about, people.
Wait, is he live? What? This guy does not sleep. It's amazing. Oh, seeking a contingency attorney to sue Rumble. What?
And the alt-right, and he's not allowing people that are being abused on the platform through copyright or other ways to get their content removed. To get that content removed. This is ridiculous. And is being embraced by Republican politicians and hopefuls gearing up for an intense political season in the U.S. Okay, yeah, it's this year, 2024. This was written 2 years ago in 2022. Meantime, in its home country.
Oh, I love this. Is the other thing I love too. Eli complains about people stealing his copyright and his content, and it's like, yeah, you're not allowed to rebroadcast my shit. You're only allowed to use 3% of any video. Meanwhile, when he's not making legal threats, his content consists of reading news articles to you. It's like, dude, by your very fucking definition, you are stealing content, and then whoever wrote this article, or what is this, CTV News in Canada, they should be allowed to fucking sue you for copyright infringement, you dumbass.
Can I handle my copyright issue, rightfully so, within my rights, if there's nobody there? The video site continues to be a home for largely conservative-leaning commentators, conspiracy theories, and yes, cute cat videos. But as the trucker protests subside, Rumble is now positioned to play a leading role in the upcoming U.S. congressional and presidential elections, having added many new Canadian viewers drawn to its anti-elite and defiant content.
Started this over an hour ago. Garbage content.
Absolute garbage.
It's all garbage. Garbage content. Facebook.
All right. And then there was a situation where the SEC was involved in a Rumble investigation. I think it had to do.
Oh my God, this is
with
so.
Things that they were being accused of doing.
2022. I guess he gives up on his Twitter, or I'm sorry, his Facebook.
SEO clears Rumble after reports of investigation. Video hosting company says the probe.
Dating device, breakup, divorce, dating, millennials. Get X
I'm
back.
pretty
Law
sure
of
so. Let me go
attraction.
do
I
this
am a
real fast here.
creator.
But let me check out the chat real
And you're
quick.
rambling about suing Rumble.
Um, hey, Body Repair Guy, how you doing, Raleigh? Good morning, everyone. You are a machine, Eli. Stamina king at streaming. Well, I guess so, Raleigh. I got a lot to say all the time. Lots is going on, and I'm going to defend myself, Raleigh. If you missed first part of the show, Raleigh, you got to check out the replay. I shared some information that'll blow your mind. You may have known it, but you got to check
Keep in mind, he's in California, so like it's 6:50 in the morning here. I have to go to a security office at like 8, and my hotel is very close to it. So I'm kind of, um, I always wake up around 4 or 5. So I'm just chilling here, waiting until I have to go to the security office before I can be allowed onto a site. And so it's 6:50 here. So what is that in California? That's got to be like 4 o'clock in the morning, even earlier than that. This guy has the weirdest sleep schedule. I can't imagine what it's like for his mother, because she's older, and you got this guy who's like constantly streaming at weird times. Because this streams really late at night and then early in the morning. I think some of that has to do with the fact that like Dawn's brain is so goddamn pickled that she can't fucking sleep through the night. Probably she's probably in physical pain from the alcoholism.